Let's talk about a subject that's been much in the news and certainly will be something that I think we will be welcoming in years to come when it does eventually come down the line. And that is the oil and gas that is going to be produced from the Rosebank oil field. It's 80 miles off the coast of Shetland, and it is Britain's largest untapped oil field in the North Sea. And yesterday, it got the go-ahead to finally start trying to get out those 500 million barrels of oil and, of course, gas as well. Well, let's talk about this with Charles McAllister. He's an energy commentator. He's also former director at the UK Onshore Oil and Gas. Good morning to you.
Morning, Julia.
Thank you very much. Very well indeed. Thanks for joining us. Very predictable reactions to this story yesterday. I would go, the eco-loons going, how are we going to get net zero if we're getting more oil and gas out of the North Sea or the ground? How terrible. And sensible people who know some facts went, oh, thank goodness, we're going to try and get some more oil and gas out because we need it to keep the lights and the heating on. What's your reaction?
Absolutely. So, yeah, the reaction was predictable from the usual suspects. In the UK, 2 out of every 5 units of energy consumed is oil. The other another two is gas. So 80% roughly UK oil, UK energy demand is oil and gas. Oil
and will be for many decades to come.
Indeed. Even in assuming we meet our 2050 target, about a quarter of our UK energy will still be oil and gas. So there's no question. This is not a demand debate. If anyone says to you, we don't need it, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. And again, I know we love talking about electricity demand, and I like using that as a comparison. So oil demand in the UK is 2.5 times electricity demand.
Yeah. And this is the thing, when people talk about renewables, yes, I am all in favour. Wouldn't it be great if we could use no fossil fuels and we could have renewables and it'd be all reliable and secure and affordable? Brilliant. And as and when we get to that point, I will be cheering with everybody else as well. But we're not at that point. We're nowhere near that point. No one actually has a clue how we're going to get to that point. They literally don't know. Whatever technology they're relying on, it doesn't exist yet, and it's not going to exist realistically in the next 10 years. In which case, we need to have enough fuels to keep the lights on. But it is extraordinary how many people who argue for this don't realise how small a percentage of our total energy consumption